I just try to just do the seniors, I'll deliver them, but everybody else gotta come.
Yeah.
It becomes too much. It's nice outside.
Okay, everyone, if we can find our seats, silence our cell phones, close the side and back doors. We're about to get started. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are on the record. Today is Monday, the 25th day of November in the year 2024. This is a City Council caucus meeting of the Jersey City Municipal Council. We had a scheduled 4 p.m. start. The clock on my cell phone is showing 4:01 p.m. May we have a roll call for the commencement of this caucus? Councilperson Ridley. It's not here yet. Councilperson Prinzary is here. Councilperson Baggiano. Councilperson Soleil is not here yet. Neither is Councilperson Solomon. Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson DeGise.
Here.
Councilperson Rivera is not here. And Council President Waterman.
Here.
We have 5 council members in attendance at 4:01 p.m. On behalf of Council President Waterman and the members of the Municipal Council in accordance with the New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the posting on the bulletin board of the first floor, City Hall. The annual notice, which is the schedule of meetings and caucuses of the Municipal Council for the calendar year 2024, and filed in the office of the City Clerk on Thursday, November 30th, 2023. In addition, at its time of its preparation, the agenda of this meeting was similarly disseminated on Friday, November 22nd, 2024 at 5:05 p.m. to the mayor, municipal council, business administrator, corporation council, and local newspapers, and posted on the city's website. So I can certify as our total compliance with the Sunshine Law. Council President, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good afternoon. Director Shea, first.
Good afternoon, Council President. With your permission, Director Kears will be up here with me because the first 3 items kind of tie in together. Okay, so the first item that the Department of Public Safety, first and only one that we have, this is a resolution, file number resolution 24-853, agenda number 10.17. It's a resolution authorizing the award of a contract to Tomahawk Strategic Solutions for the purchase and delivery of defense equipment under the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, Bergen County Co-op for the Department of Public Safety. I don't want to say deceptive, but it's a little confusing because this is actually a federal government grant contract. It's not coming out of the city. So we're just describing it to you. The money is not coming out of the city account. It's in the amount of $167,161. The federal government has already placed the money in the reserve account, and it will go through the cooperative pricing at the co-op in Bergen County Co-op. However, we did get a second bid just to make sure that the bid was correct, and the price on the second bid was $182,000 instead of $167,000. We're getting it directly from the vendor. In addition, this equipment is to replace existing equipment and bring our emergency service unit up to the new Attorney General standards of a Tier 1 tactical team. And Director Kears, through the Office of Emergency Management, is also requesting or purchasing equipment through grants for the same reason. So I'll let him describe those now.
Good evening, President Waterman, members of the council. Mine is 10/18/24/854. Resolution will authorize the award of contract to Tomahawk Strategic Solutions LLC for the purchase and delivery of Binov tactical binocular night vision glasses for the Jersey City Emergency Services Unit. Total amount of the contract is $115,000, and it's funded through the 2023 UASI grant.
I guess regards to 1018, so this is a federal grant. Do we know is both of these grants tied? So the money is gonna be used to replace old equipment on both of these, or is it
No, so-
separate?
Thank you, sir. Question, is the money being used to replace old equipment or new items? Both. So to begin with, I got to give a little background here. So the Attorney General just released new standards for any type of tactical unit, including our emergency service unit. They now have to reach the standards of the National Tactical Officers Association based out west. They have to reach that standard to be allowed to operate in the state of New Jersey. Part of that is making sure that our equipment is what they call industry standards. So our equipment that we're replacing still works, but it's no longer at the industry standards. That's the first part. Second part is the night vision equipment that Director Kiers referred to. We have never had that, but they now say we have to. So we have to purchase it. So that's why the federal government's funding it, because this is new kind of unfunded mandates coming at us.
And with the old equipment, we still can use it, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't use it in real life. We can still use it for training, and eventually, like Director Kiers eventually accumulates everything, and sometimes we put it into a package to trade in for new stuff and cut our price, but we will still own it. There's no plans to sell it or anything, and it will be maintained and accounted for by our emergency service unit.
Okay.
Yes, the next item is 10/20/24/856. I'm sorry, 10/19/24/855. Resolution will award a contract to Safeware Incorporated for the purchase and delivery of the Novo IED detection equipment for the Jersey City Police Emergency Services Unit Bomb Squad. Total amount of this equipment is $180,014.57, and it's covered under the 22 UASI grant.
Yeah, that equipment is for the emergency service unit bomb squad officers specifically.
Are they finished? Oh, okay.
I'm finished though, Council President.
Listen, I can't see voting anything for the police department. We've asked for a meeting for the last 3 months with you and a couple other people, and you have totally, your department has totally ignored us. And I find it insulting and embarrassing. We've asked for a meeting with the police department. There's so many issues going on, and nobody has gotten back to me and a couple of the other council people here that are concerned.
Yeah, the meeting I'm aware of, and I'll meet with you anytime, as you know, but the meeting I'm aware of is the traffic meeting, and Lieutenant Ragland did get back and answered any concerns anyone had about what was going on with our traffic and what our plans were.
I'm tired of dealing with the traffic department because you call them up, it's like talking to the wall. We have a lot of problems in the police department. I want to sit down with you and a couple other council people here. We have things to discuss.
Listen,
I'm tired of
we're in
it.
accordance with the Sunshine Law. You, Councilman, I'll sit down with you anytime and with whoever else wants.
Then arrange a meeting next week.
Councilman, Pam reached out today and I'm in communication with your office to schedule something for next week.
Pam didn't tell me anything.
That's a Pam problem. That's not my problem.
I know she sent you a notice, John. Oh, all right.
Fine, they said. Go ahead, Greg.
Greg, finish up.
Okay, the next one is 10/20/24/856. Resolution will authorize the award of a month-to-month contract not to exceed 3 months to the Gateway Security Incorporated to provide armed and unarmed security guard services at various city locations. Total amount of the extension shall not exceed $1 million with a temporary encumbrance of $700,000, which is available in a DPW Administrative Services operating account.
These are for all of the buildings, Greg? These
Yes,
are the-
any place that has armed or unarmed security, Councilman. Next item is 10/21/24/857. The resolution to authorize the award of a contract to Rich Tree Services Incorporated for tree trimming, pruning, and removal services under the Hunterdon County Educational Service Commission, HCESC, for the Department of Public Works Division of Forestry. Total amount of this contract is $500,000, which is available on the DPW operating account.
Greg, For tree trimming and pruning and remove from where?
Excuse me, Councilman?
From what particular locations?
Citywide. They supplement our people. The Division of Forestry, based on the tree canopy in the city, they could never handle it alone. So this company comes in and assists our people with doing the normal trimming and things of that nature.
Greg, how many people we have working in forestry?
At this point, we have approximately 8.
That's it in the city of Jersey City. Unbelievable.
Next is 10/22/24/858. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Morton Salt Incorporated for the purchase and delivery of rock salt through the cooperative agreement with the city of Jersey City and the county of Hudson. Total amount of this contract is $800,000, and the funds are available in the DPW sanitation operating account.
Greg, this regarding the trees, at some point, we're going to have some type of comprehensive plan, because I know particularly in my ward, as it relates to these trees, what is that on MLK, the A. Harry Mall complex, they put those trees there. The homeowners didn't even want the trees. And now 15 years later, they have to deal with the damage that the trees are causing to the foundation and the infrastructure in the area around their house. So I don't know if we can get a pilot program or to get something. It's just unfair, right? That we, the city or whoever put the houses there, they put these plants there after the houses were there, and the residents that occupy, the homeowners, they didn't ask for it. And now they're responsible for paying for the damage in which these trees cause.
The way the current ordinance reads, is responsibility is with the homeowner. And I know the type of repairs you're referring to, we'd literally have to have a contractor on standby to replace sidewalks and everything else. It's very, very cost prohibitive.
So I'm just like, maybe you can help me, legal, or John or somebody. How do we put something somewhere? Like, if just take, for instance, your house. If I decided to just go plant a tree in your house with the city approval, and now you're responsible for the repairs for said tree, the damages that the tree have caused. I'm just confused on how, like, does the homeowners have a right in saying they don't want it there?
So it's public property. So, and the city wants trees planted for canopy purposes.
Wait, the sidewalk is public property,
Absolutely. It's a public right of way.
but if they fall on the public right of way, the public is not being sued, the homeowner is being sued.
Both of us get sued.
Councilman, just to give you a little bit of an update from the Shade Tree Committee, we have had conversations with Director Diamond from Sustainability. She ran a program in New York it's much more involved, and I can go into some of the specifics with it, but she is doing a study to see if there's something we can do for like a longer term plan altogether, and I can get you filled in with that afterwards. It doesn't help the immediate issue because we have this issue around the entire city. We've tried to do pilot programs. We've tried to do some other things as well. They just have not been able to do it, but I can speak with you offline about that.
I just know something has to be done, man. It's rough. Okay, great.
Next is 10/23/24/859. Resolution will authorize renewal of an open-end contract with Persistent Construction Incorporated for snow removal only for the DPW Sanitation Division. The renewal of the contract is for a one-year period effective January 1, 2025. The total cost of this contract is $1,130,370 with a temporary encumbrance of $10,000, which is available in the DPW Sanitation Division operating account. Next is 10/24/24/860. Resolution will authorize and award the contract to City Auto and Truck Parts LLC for the parts and maintenance of heavy-duty vehicles under the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative for the DPW Automotive Division. Total amount of the contract is $650,000, and funds are available in the DPW Automotive Division operating account. Next is 1025-24-861. Resolution will authorize award of a contract to Northeast Auto Truck and Parts for the purchase and delivery of various automotive parts for the city's fleet for Automotive Division. Total amount of this contract is $1,600,000, which is available in the DPW operating account. And the last is 1026-24-862. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Northeast Auto and Truck Parts for the purchase and delivery of fluids and lubricants for the city's vehicle fleet. Total amount of this contract is $350,000, which is available in the DPW automotive operating account. Happy Thanksgiving to them.
Council President, before you move on to the next director, I just want to mark Councilperson Ridley present at 4:04 PM and Councilperson Solomon present at 4:07 PM. So we now have 7 council members present.
Afternoon, Council President, members of City Council. HHS has 2 items for your consideration this evening. Item number 1 is Resolution 24843, Agenda number 10.7, a resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement with Paco Agency for the use of office space located at 394 Central Avenue. This will be a partnership with Senior Affairs of HHS and provide additional social services such as low-income heat and energy assistance to help strengthen outreach. Item number 2 is Resolution 24844, Agenda number 10.8. This is a resolution exercising the last renewal option for a 1-year open-ended contract with Wealth LLC for the Congregate Nutrition Program. The contract total is $515,650. Thank you.
Vivian?
Good afternoon, Council President and Council. I have 2 items on the agenda. First item is item 10.3, Resolution 24839, and this is for a resolution authorizing the application and acceptance of an award for the NJDCA, which is our Neighborhood Preservation Program. And this is a pass-through grant for Jackson Hill. And it's in the amount of $125,000 with a match of $25,000. And I have Jillian Allen here. She is the person who is going to be responsible for the program from Jackson Hill, if you have any questions.
Yes, so, well, I guess 2 questions. One, I remember we had allocated some money for, I forget the name, what they were calling it, but they were doing like upgrades along, was it Grant and Claremont, like facets or something like that? What happened with that?
Good evening, Council President. Good to see everybody. So the program began in 2022, and they received, or Jackson Hill SID received the first tranche of money because it's a 5-year grant of $150,000. And they were able to do a lot of residential upgrades, did a lot of security camera purchases and installations along that district, which is from Orient on MLK to Bayview. So we had around about 175 residents that it benefited from the first tranche of money. We haven't received any additional funds since that $22, only just because of engagement with DCA. We have to make sure it's sitting waiting for us to draw it down. So we're about to go through that. Again, another 250 plus additional monies in the coming years. And we're going to be focusing on the commercial corridor, facade improvements for the retail businesses, and security, that kind of thing, working with public safety to make sure that folks, it's an attractive and vibrant commercial corridor.
So at what portion What time do we get to the portion where I guess the home, because they were getting people like informations to do the facet of their houses. At what point do we get to that portion? Is that still within the plan?
Well, so the first round of funds, they intended on doing that kind of work, and the liability wasn't considered closely enough of going onto people's properties and
And
doing the
doing-
work. Yep. So decided we would stick with the constituents of the SID and do the commercial, which is where the investment is most needed at this time, to provide potentially grant subsidies and, again, facade improvements, helping offset costs for small business owners along the drive.
So that plan is no longer.
Well, it hasn't been prioritized. It's the residential piece has been deprioritized. We tried it.
Commercial.
Yep. Now we're going to work with the commercial locations along the drive.
Okay.
Next item is item 10.2, which is 24,838, and that's for the insertion of special funding, which is grant funds that we're adding to the budget. We are adding 3 grants to the budget, totaling $12,827,526. One grant is our HUD block grant, which the total is $10,168,526. We are adding an EPA grant in the amount of $1 million, and the 2024 UASI grant, which is $1.6 million. And that's the total we're adding at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
HEDC? And does?
Good afternoon, Council President and council members. I'm here to present agenda item 10.9, resolution 24-845. It's a resolution authorizing an application to and acceptance of an award from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs 2025 Legislative Grant Program. This is in relation to the Right to Counsel program in the amount of $400,000.
Oh, good job. That's a good start.
Any questions or?
Question. Finance, Danny.
Good afternoon, Council President, members of the Municipal Council. I do have 2 items, but in essence, it's 3. The first one is an ordinance that was approved at the last council meeting. It's the ordinance of the City of Jersey City in the County of Hudson, State of New Jersey, providing for a special emergency appropriation in the amount of $9 million to fund contractually required severance liabilities resulting from the retirement of employees of the city. And the second reading is agenda number 4.1, which is a second reading and final passage. And we're respectfully requesting the council to approve this ordinance because it gave us sufficient time to finance, these notes. And this jumps right into the resolution. It's resolution number 24-837, 10.1, and it's a resolution of the City of Jersey City in the County of Hudson, State of New Jersey, providing for the issuance and sale of special emergency notes resulting in the severance liabilities resulting from the retirement. And this is pretty much authorizing notes to finance for these emergency notes. Last but not least, it's resolution number 24-840, agenda number 10.4. It's a resolution authorizing calendar year 2024 appropriation transfer for the Department of Administration Human Resources. And this request is mainly due to the increased cost of prescription drugs and rising health insurance premiums.
Yeah, I just have a question.
Sure.
So there's money going from a bunch of different entities, but the ones that jump out to me is construction code, sanitation, and recreation. Recreation for obvious reasons, but construction code, so this 100,000 was from salaries and wages that we're moving.
Right, so Councilman, when this resolution was uploaded, I did upload a 10-page itemized memorandum detailing exactly where the funds are coming from. And majority of these funding is due to retirements, resignation, of city employees.
Yeah, well, I just know that for construction code specifically, we have construction going on all type of times of the night, all during the week. And every time I contact Ray, we don't have the capacity to oversee it. So for me, when I see salaries and wages upwards of $100,000, and then I see a deficiency, and that's as a city operating, it troubles me. In recreation, I hate to see any dollars extracted from recreation. I believe it's underfunded to begin with. So, that's my issue with it. I see the itemized budget here, where the money come from and things like that. But those are my concerns.
Right. And Councilman, like I said, I'm pretty sure these offices, departments are actually working with the HR department in terms of, rehiring people for these positions, but I wouldn't know what the status are.
I'm not sure if they're working together. I just know a deficiency in city services,
Understood.
you know.
Any other questions? Thank you.
There's Christine.
Good afternoon, Council President, council members. I have one item before you today. It's an ordinance for first reading, item 3.1, ordinance 24-105. This is an ordinance authorizing the City of Jersey City to execute a sublease between the Provost Square Performing Arts Company, Inc. and the New Jersey Symphony for the purpose of providing culturally enriching experiences to the Jersey City community through the arts.
Director, was there supposed to be a lease attached to the resolution or to the ordinance, or?
It's attached now.
It is now. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank
And I emailed it to Isaac too.
Okay, great. Thanks. I will read it and let you know.
Asia.
Just for the record, I wanted to record Councilperson Saleh present at 4:28 PM. So we now have 8 council members present.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have 6 items for you today. The first one is Resolution 10.10, Resolution number 24-846. It's a resolution authorizing the business administrator to execute the discharge of a mortgage encumbering 76B Suburbia Drive in Jersey City, New Jersey. And this was a project that received GNHP, that's our first time home buyer program, grant funds in the amount of $23,948. All terms and conditions of the mortgage have been satisfied and the city is required to discharge the mortgage. The next item, I'm gonna jump forward one and then come back. So I'm gonna do item 10.12. So this is a resolution of the municipal council authorizing a subordination of the city's mortgages that are encumbering 117-119 Boswick Avenue in Jersey City. So this property received home funds in 2000 in the amount of $229,257. And then in January of 2011, they received 2 tranches of NSP dollars, and that's the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. The first one was $577,470, and that second tranche was $1 million of funds that they received. So at this time, we're asking that the city allows the subordination of these mortgages to go through.
So are they, what they're looking to refinance?
That's why I skipped over. So in the resolution before it, they're looking to sell.
Or they looking to sell it?
Yes.
Hmm.
So for agenda item 10.11, that's resolution number 24-847, it's a resolution of the council approving the sale of 117-119 Boswick Avenues and authorizing 117 Boswick Avenue Holdings LLC to assume the city's notes mortgages that are encumbering the property. So those previous grants that I mentioned are all still in effect. The encumbering period is for 30 years and will not expire until February the 1st of 2031. This new entity is looking to acquire the property for $1,699,000. DCD has done our due diligence. We've qualified the new buyer and we've spoke to them about a remediation plan because the property does need some work. Okay.
Next question.
All right. So now I'm down to 10.13. That is resolution 24-849. So it's a resolution authorizing the business administrator to execute a discharge of the mortgage encumbering 241 Bayview Avenue. That was also a GNHP first time home buyer program. They received $27,050. All terms and conditions have been satisfied. The next one that I have for you is 10.14, and we are requesting for the council to authorize the business administrator to execute the discharge of the mortgages encumbering 292-294 Van Horn Street in Jersey City. This property received CDBG funds in the amount of $52,000. There is a recapture a calculation that is required for this property in the amount of $72,937.53.
Deja, I don't know if it's this one or the next one, but someone transferred it to someone else and then now it's in the LLC. Is that this one or the next one?
I don't think that's either of these two. Let me check these.
Yeah, I've seen something where, let me make sure. I know because these are both in that 95.5 program, right?
This is that's the 377 Halliday Street is the one that got transferred, and they got transferred to 377, 379 Halliday Street LLC.
Yes. Well, I guess I'll wait till you get there to address that one. I thought it was that one. Okay.
So jumping back to the prior one, any questions? Okay, and now we're in the one of question, and that would be resolution 10.15, number 24-851. And this is a resolution authorizing the business administrator to execute the discharge of this mortgage. And this one also has a repayment calculation attached, and that repayment would be $72,124.95.
So yeah, I guess my question is, one, how were they allowed to do the transfer? And then two, who are the individuals in which it would transfer to and in what year?
So were they allowed to transfer? I believe that it was an inappropriate transfer. It happened on December the 10th of 2018, where the property owners transferred the property to their daughter. And then in January 17th of 2019, their daughter transferred the property to the LLC.
Now, do the daughter own the LLC or is it a different entity?
It is a different entity.
I think we need to table this one just so I can get more clarity on exactly what transpired. How the mother to the daughter I can understand, but from the daughter to the LLC, which would suggest some monetary transaction took place, and it's just so much uncertainty with that. So in light of all of that, I would ask that we table that just to get more clarity on exactly what happened.
Not a problem. Any other questions?
Yes. Since,
So Deja, you'll
15.
set up a meeting with him because.
Not a
yes,
Next
Okay.
time.
All right.
So-
And then I'll move quickly on this, pending, typically residents are asking for subordinations
Correct.
or discharges pending them doing other transactions with the property, and it might be time sensitive. So I will do this research and get you this information as soon as possible.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Deja.
So just for the record, I'm sorry, Council President, at the council meeting, I'll ask the business administrator if it's okay to withdraw 10.15 at the meeting tomorrow night.
Withdrawn.
We'll do that tomorrow. We don't take any action in the caucus.
Oh, God.
All set?
Get ready.
Need something, Rich?
Well, with that being said, good afternoon, Council President, council members. I'm here for agenda number 10.5, Resolution 24-841. It's a resolution authorizing and awarding a professional services agreement to Leitner, Todt, DeFazio, and Browse to provide defense counsel services related to workers' compensation claim petitions filed against the city of Jersey City. Each of the rate for each case is $1,500 per case, with an option for approval of an additional $1,500 if it's protracted litigation becomes necessary. And the contract is set to not exceed a total of $75,000. Any questions? Thank you. Have a great holiday.
Keith?
Good afternoon, Council President, Council. I'm here for 10.29, resolution number 24-865. This is a resolution authorizing the execution of the use agreement with the state of New Jersey of the military veterans, permitting the city of Jersey City the use of the National Guard Armory at 67-8 Montgomery Street, Jersey City.
67.8,
Um,
678.
Yeah, 678 Montgomery.
Oh, okay. Keith, do you know why, recreation didn't use 70 million on salaries and wages, or that's above your pay grade?
Wait, say it again.
Do you know why recreation didn't utilize 70,000 in salary and wages?
If I would have to take a look at that before I start answering questions on that. Talk to Donna as well.
Okay.
Any questions for the Armory?
Keith, can I ask you something? You finished with my grandson and friends were up at the ice skating ring last night, ice skating. They ice skate all the time. They said the ice was kind of thin. Is,
I can have that checked out.
What?
Yeah, I'll ask Rosemary.
yeah, would you check it out, please?
Yeah,
Because they ice skate all the time down in North Carolina.
yeah, I know what hard ice is, thin ice is not.
Yeah. But I meant to bring it up to you. I was going to call you today, but I got tied up. All right. Thank you, Keith.
One last thing, the pool, I got a call about that today, saying, I know you guys fixed it, but the temperature is still a little low. And they said after a while, it was just really, really cold. So if we could just check on it to make sure.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Not a
Thank
problem.
you. That's all.
I get the calls from the seniors as well. Check that out. Thank you, Council. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Have a good Thanksgiving, Keith.
Good evening, Council President, members of council. Transportation has one item on the agenda this for tomorrow night. It's agenda number 10.16, resolution 24-852. This is a resolution authorizing Jersey City to accept a fiscal year 2023 Safe Streets and Roads for All Grant Program Award from the U.S. Department of Transportation. This is for planning and demonstration activities to advance Vision Zero initiatives in Jersey City in partnership also with the city of Hoboken. A little more than a year ago, the cities submitted a joint application to US DOT, as was encouraged by the DOT. We did submit a grant application for a larger amount of money to do some infrastructure improvements on some of our high injury network streets. Unfortunately, the department didn't award us that full amount of money, but they did award us $940,000 to advance planning and demonstration activities and do some additional studies that were identified in the 2019 Vision Zero Action Plan that the city hasn't been able to complete as of yet. So these funds would be for that scope of work to do some additional studies, as well as revisit our 2019 Vision Zero Action Plan, do a full assessment of the progress that's been made since then, assess, crashes that have happened since that time, and update the plan. Additionally, some of the scope of work will include a comprehensive public awareness marketing campaign using all various mediums to inform the public on the safety measures that can be taken, a robust data collection pilot program to evaluate the initiatives that we have in place and be more proactive in addressing locations with near miss data, a study of street lighting for intersections along the high injury network, complete sidewalk condition inventory to evaluate any gaps in sidewalk or any sidewalk that doesn't meet the proper design standards, a general speed limit reduction study for the entire city, and a high-level sort of loading zone curbside management study to help alleviate some of the unsafe conditions with double parking and other things. That's it. Any questions?
Mike, do you know the particular areas, like when you talk about these studies, like
Yeah.
how do,
It's citywide, so it's focusing on the high injury network, which is the series of streets that were identified in the Vision Zero Action Plan as having the majority of crashes in the city. So it's most of the major corridors in the city that are included in that.
okay.
Mike, to be perfectly honest with you, we don't need that. What we need is the police department with a traffic division and more cops out in the street enforcing the laws. And we wouldn't need any of this BS, believe me.
Great, Councilperson.
And I'll tell you something, Mike, anything further in Ward C, I want to know about, because I hear a lot of rumors going on about things going to be done. Please.
Okay.
I'm going to speak to Barker tomorrow on this.
You hear any rumors? Feel free to share them. We'll
All right.
verify.
Okay,
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, Sean, take it from the top.
Okay. Taking it from the top, item 3.1 was touched on earlier. Item 3.2, City Ordinance 24-106 is an ordinance approving a 30-year tax exemption for Birchwood at Fairmont Hotel, Block 16301, Lot 42, pursuant to the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Act of 1983, as amended and supplemented NJSA 55:14K-1 exec and rules promulgated under NJAC 5:80-1 exec.
This is a senior building, right, Mira, on the Boulevard?
Yeah, this has actually been a conversation that started a couple of years ago. I think, John, if you want to maybe go a little bit into how their financing came together and how the tax abatement came about, but this is for repairs that are desperately needed in that building and to make sure that it stays senior affordable housing.
Can't hear you, John.
We're getting about $9 million. The developers get $9 million from HMFA towards various repairs and upgrades to the roof, exterior doors and windows, kitchens, common areas. It's smorgasbord and stuff. I attached a narrative to the ordinance that explains it a little bit more.
Okay. On to our second reading ordinances. Item 4.1 was touched on earlier. Item 4.2, City Ordinance 24-101 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 9, parking for the disabled of the Jersey City Code, designated and reserved parking space at various locations throughout the city. Item 4.3, City
Hold on,
Ordinance.
I just have one question with regards to the handicap part. There is already a handicap part. So is Mr. Bush taking over for the person that was once there on 542 Bergen?
Yeah.
He's taking, okay, all right.
Okay. Item 4.3, City Ordinance 24-102 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 7, Metered Parking, Section 332-48.b, Designation of Parking Spaces, and Section 332-58, Parking Regulation in Residential Zones to amend Zone 4 metered parking districts along Columbus Drive between Warren Street and Washington Street. And last but not least, item 4.4, City Ordinance 24-103 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 8, Permit Parking, amending Section 332-58, Parking Restrictions in Residential Zones to create Parking Zone 9 on Princeton Avenue. And then we have our public request for a hearing. At this time, we have 34 speakers. Any questions or comments on petitions, communications 6.1 through 6.35?
Aye.
Hearing none. Office communications, any questions or comments on 7.1 through 7.4? Any questions or comments on report of directors 8.1 and 8.2? We have our claims and on to our resolutions. Items 10.1 through 10.5 were touched on earlier. 10.6, Resolution 24-842 is a resolution requesting the state of New Jersey to evaluate the current alcohol warning signage required under NJSA 33:1-12A and make any changes the legislature deems necessary to ensure that the required signage reflects current information to best serve and promote the health and welfare of the population. Next, items 10.7 through 10.26 were touched on earlier. Item 10.27, Resolution 24-863 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the business administrator on behalf of the City of Jersey City to execute the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency approval for risk-based cleanup and disposal of PCP waste regarding 1315 Linden Avenue East. Next, item 10.28, Resolution 24-864 is a resolution urging the mayor and the Jersey City Redevelopment Agency to use Patside Building as a community recreation center.
Oh, no, Sean.
And I hope the council approves this.
Rich, I think you should discuss this with us first, Rich, so we know what's going on here.
I think we should wait for the other wards.
Yeah. Motion to withdraw.
I can't.
Oh, I know we're joking, right?
When are your planned stakeholder meetings, Rich?
Oh, my goodness. Rich, you're getting it back. Councilman, you're getting it back in spades right now.
That's okay. Give it right back.
Okay, 10.29 was touched on earlier. Item 10.30, Corporation Council, would you like to take 10.30 and 10.31?
Sure. Council members, this afternoon, we've delivered the confidential settlement memos to the council at about noon, so you should have copies of those explaining in detail 1030 and 1031, which are both settlements. We also have the closed session tomorrow. If anybody has any additional questions, we can discuss that at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
And last but not least, item 10.32, Resolution 24-868 is a resolution authorizing the City of Jersey City Risk Manager to issue a certificate of insurance naming GSJC Master Lease LLC as an additional insured and authorizing the business administrator to execute an indemnification agreement with GSJC Master Lessee LLC for a city event to be hosted at the Colgate Clock. And again, a reminder, just as the Corporation Council stated before, we do have a closed session scheduled at 5 p.m. And with that being said, may I have
Sean, can I just say something?
Of course.
All right, Sean, before
Here's your
me, I
chance
have-
to get back at everybody.
Before, no, I don't want to get back at anybody.
It's a joke. I'm joking.
Maybe tomorrow I will. I have a copy of the plan for this SID here in Journal Square. And this is causing such an uproar in the area. And I think it's the most dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I hope this is knocked down. And being honest with you, it's causing a lot of problems and a lot of issues. And a lot of the business people are tired of taxation. They're tired of this. And the people in the Hilltop area, the people rest of the Journal Square area do not want this.
I have a
I'm
question.
just telling everybody on this council, it's a hot issue. And think about it before you vote yes on this here.
Which one, Rich?
It's what I gave you, the paper. You know
It's
what it is.
Oh, this? Okay, motion.
just so you know, I'm sorry, BA, just so you know, council members,
And John,
the ordinance is not going to be up for consideration until
Yeah.
the December 11th meeting due to the noticing of all the property owners.
yeah, well, we asked them last council meeting to get in touch with us to keep us informed. Nobody said nothing.
Yeah.
And John, I just got this just now from Dana on what you sent. I didn't see this today. They didn't give it to
Fine,
me.
Councilman.
Thank you.
Not fine. We'll get that scheduled for next week. And as you requested that we're going to take our time on this, that's why we're not even entertaining it until December. And we haven't begun the mailing process, so it might even be kicked a little bit longer. So
Yeah.
we'll keep your office updated. Yes, Councilman.
Can you provide a list of the addresses that are 4 million and up that would be basically impacted by this tax?
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's in Exhibit B.
All of these are 4 million and up, or like the
Uh,
whole boundary?
It's the
Okay,
boundary.
okay, I'm
But
just-
there's a listing of block and lots in Exhibit B. We'll give you an additional copy. And I know I was working with Council President Waterman to identify those parcels and the names of the LLCs.
Sorry, Rich.
I'm not worried. 20 years ago when Schindler was mayor, Ward C and Ward D were going to secede from Jersey City. We were going to Trenton to the things. This may happen again.
Motion to secede?
I heard you want to take over.
You're out. Oh, I'm serious. Look back on the records 20 years ago when Schindler was mayor. We had it all planned. Michael Young and I, we sat down. We were going to Trenton to the down to the people representatives in Trenton because we were so tired of what was going on and what they were doing to us.
City?
I say you absorb Bayonne.
Hudson City.
You're mayor?
Nope, I don't want to be mayor or nothing.
Okay, all right, let's bring it on in now.
Motion to.
We have a motion to adjourn at 4:53 PM.
Motion.
Oh, I know it.
Motion made by Councilperson Slay, seconded was by, help me,
No, we did have it 20 years ago.
Councilperson Ridley. On the motion to adjourn at 4:53 PM, all council members present by acclamation, please say aye. We are out of here at 4:53 PM. Thank you so much, everybody in attendance and everybody watching at home. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Have a great night. Stay safe.
I feel like I could.
Holy, you're achieving, man. You put someone for everybody.
So that.
Like, watch my face.
Okay.
Come right back. The fluid buildup in my ear.
So now you feel like.
Yeah, that's like so much, like I could hear again, I could start to smell again.